In today's video, we're going to be going over some of the best multi-use vehicles in GTA 5 Online in 2021. Now, I did make another one of these in November of 2020, but I got a bunch of different new vehicles. If you guys also want to watch that video after this one, be sure to check it out. The link is down below in the description. It's some more amazing vehicles you should think about buying that you can use for many different things. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Before we get into it, a quick word from this video's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Raid Shadow Legends. Raid is one of the most popular RPG mobile games with cutting-edge graphics and insane special effects. Every single one of their over 500 champions have extremely unique abilities with their own strengths and weaknesses, which you can make even stronger and more powerful with legendary gear. My personal favorite champion is Gallic. I've leveled him up to level 35. He is actually incredible. I've won most of my battles just using him because his abilities are so amazing and he has so much health, it's so simple to win with him. Here is where it gets interesting. I have a goal of 100 downloads. That's it. In the next month. All we need to do is get 100, and then once we hit that goal, I'm going to be doing a big giveaway. I'm going to be giving away $500 worth of PSN cards, Xbox Live cards, Steam cards, across all of the platforms I have on social media. Now, a download means downloading the game and playing through the tutorial. So if you guys do want me to do this giveaway, all you need to do is play through the tutorial, and then that giveaway is happening. Raid has recently released its biggest update ever, the Doom Tower. It's a giant tower with 120 floors, a bunch of secret challenge rooms, and 12 seriously badass bosses to take on. Plus, with the additional 500 champions already in the game and more to be released very soon, you guys will truly have a blast. If you are a new player and you use my link, you guys will receive 50,000 silver, 50 gems, 1 energy refill, 1 clan boss key, 5 mystery shards, 1 day XP booster, and 1 free champion, Hex Weaver. All of the rewards are going to be available right here in-game inside of your inbox. They're only available for the next 30 days, so be sure to go claim them as fast as you can. So what are you waiting for? Download the game, play through the tutorial, help me reach my 100 download goal, and join me in the raid. First up on this list is the Sparrow Helicopter. You guys can buy it for $1.8 million on Warstock Cash and Carry in the submarine menu. Now, this Buzzard Attack Chopper actually used to be the best helicopter to use in GTA 5 Online in terms of multiple uses, but the Sparrow has actually beaten that, even though it's a couple $100,000 more if you guys also want to put on homing missiles, putting it at around $2 million total. You're paying an extra $300,000 for an actual better vehicle, which is perfect. I'm so thankful Rockstar added a vehicle that is actually more expensive, but it is a lot better, instead of adding a vehicle that is more expensive and worse. Let's go over some of the best parts about the Sparrow. One of the most useful things about the Sparrow is the fact that it could spam fire missiles compared to the Buzzard, which can only shoot 2, and then you gotta wait a couple of seconds before you could shoot more. The Sparrow can just constantly shoot them. Also, the Sparrow is very agile. I've avoided so many homing missiles using this helicopter. It's actually crazy. It's got a very, very small hitbox. The Buzzard does have a small hitbox, but it's a little bit slower in terms of its ability to just turn on a dime, I guess, in the air compared to the Sparrow, which is also another great thing about this helicopter. It is also much faster, and it's also pretty simple to land. One other upside to the Sparrow is when you actually request it in, like the Buzzard, when you go to your CEO menu and click Request Buzzard, this actually spawns much closer to you than the Buzzard does. You can also request this in when you're on top of a mountain, and it'll spawn much closer than the Buzzard would, which is also another upside, and it also can be called in every like 2 minutes after it's been destroyed, just like the Buzzard, and of course it can be requested in from your submarine through the interaction menu along with the Buzzard as well. So in terms of just comparing both of them, the Sparrow is an amazing helicopter, and it's definitely good for tons of different stuff in game. In terms of even just flying from point A to point B, you guys can get there extremely fast, avoid tons of missiles. You have the ability to take out enemies much faster, either being GTA Online players or just NPCs in special cargo, vehicle cargo, or prep missions for a heist. The Sparrow is just a perfect vehicle. Next up is the RC tank. Now, most of you guys may have gotten this for free about a year ago, I think. Honestly, I can't remember because 2020 was just a blur, but I'm pretty sure we got it for free on Christmas of 2019. If you didn't, it's $2.2 million, which is pretty expensive for a little RC tank, but it's got tons of amazing features. For instance, it's indestructible from cops and gunfire. Now, it's not completely indestructible. You'll probably spend a good 30 minutes, I'd say, sitting there if the cops are shooting you until this thing gets destroyed. It takes forever. So in terms of somebody shooting a gun at you, they're never going to kill you, which is awesome. Another thing, it can withstand several rocket blasts, which is awesome. It's a very small little tank, but if somebody starts shooting homing missiles at you, they're going to have a hard time killing you. Now, that's not the only thing. It's fully off the radar. So if an Oppressor Mark II decides to fly by and starts shooting you, all you got to do is just drive under a bridge or something like that, or just drive somewhere and wait for the Oppressor to fly right over you. They'll never be able to find you again because you're fully off the radar. Nobody could see your online character on the map, and nobody could see where you are while in the RC tank, which makes it perfect in terms of just being in free mode. Another thing, it can jump. It can jump significantly higher than the RC Bandito, which is obviously very, very useful. And in terms of actually just using it, you can't call it in 24/7, like the second it gets destroyed, you can't just request it in again. You'll have to wait a couple minutes, but it's very easy to call in. You just go into your interaction menu, go to inventory or something, and then just click RC Tank. It'll spawn in literally right next to you. And then all you guys got to do is just start driving. It's very useful if you guys are doing any kind of NPC missions or just any kind of prep missions and you don't want to die. You could just drive in with this RC tank and just start shooting everything. Now, there is one downside. The weaponry on this vehicle is not extremely powerful. If it was, this vehicle will be way too OP. But in one way, that actually is kind of an upside, because if you go into a place with NPCs around and you don't want to destroy the objective, like you have crates to pick up, obviously you don't want to destroy those. A regular tank, you have a much better chance of destroying those crates. But this RC tank, it has a much smaller blast radius as well, so when you're just shooting around, there's a very low chance you'll actually destroy any of the product you need to source. The RC tank is just another amazing vehicle. It is fairly expensive, so maybe I would say waiting until it's on sale, but most of you guys probably already got it for free a couple years ago. Next up is the Apocalypse Emperator. Guys, this vehicle is amazing. It's one of my favorite cars in GTA 5. Let's go over some great things about it. Number one, it's very fast. 132 miles per hour is its top speed, which is pretty damn quick. It could definitely outrun a lot of other vehicles. It also has some really cool, subtle weapon mods. For instance, the grenade launcher it has on the back isn't a normal grenade launcher. I'm not exactly sure what it's called, but this thing is awesome. If you're driving and somebody's chasing you, and you don't want them to be that close to you, just shoot this thing, and when it hits the ground and blows up, it will literally shoot the cars into the air. It's really, really fun to play with, and it has infinite ammo, making it really awesome. It also can be equipped with multiple different mines. You guys might be used to the regular ones you could put on the Insurgent and stuff like that, where the car just blows up. But have you ever used the mines where you can make cars turn off, make their cars' tires pop, make the ground extremely slippery so they lose control and slide off-road, or make the ground very sticky so then they have to stick to the ground and it's very hard for them to start driving again? It has tons of cool weapon mods that you can do to it. Some other pretty cool stuff, it can be equipped with plasma cannons or 50 cal MG rounds on the front hood, which are very, very powerful. You'll be able to destroy cars right in front of you. Another really cool feature is the fact that it can either have NOS, which is awesome, you get a massive speed boost by using that, or a jump boost upgrade. Now with the jump boost, you can jump up in the air, and this is where the multi-use really comes in. Like I said, you can either have NOS or the ability to jump. If you pick the ability to jump, you guys have this extra ability, kind of, where you can move the car to the left or to the right. Now, I don't mean turning. I mean, imagine there's a rocket booster on the side of the car that just pushes it really quickly to the left or to the right, making it so you can jump, push it to the right, and avoid missiles, which is awesome. So if somebody is trying to shoot you, you can easily outmaneuver them. Now, I'm not sure if you have that ability if you decide to put NOS on instead. I don't believe you do, but both of the abilities are really awesome because one will help you outrun other vehicles, and then the other one will make it so you can easily outmaneuver missiles. So the Emperator is obviously an amazing vehicle. All of the other Arena War vehicles have the same features, which is awesome, but I personally think the Emperator is the best. If you don't want to buy this one, the other vehicles that have the same features are the Apocalypse ZR380 and of course the Dominator, which are two other amazing vehicles you should think about buying. So I just picked the Emperator, but those three vehicles I just mentioned total are some amazing ones you should definitely consider. Next up is the Toreador. Now, it may not be as great at multiple things as the Sparrow, RC Tank, or Emperator, but it's still great. One amazing thing about it is the fact that it can turn into a submarine and go underwater. Obviously, the Stromberg can do that as well, but the Toreador has nitrous that it can use above water and, of course, in the water, making it very, very fast when traveling underwater. That was one of the big downsides to the Stromberg. It was very slow when you're going underwater. You can barely break 30 miles per hour. Another really useful thing about the Toreador, it comes stock with a sonar scanner. So if you guys really wanted to, instead of purchasing the one inside of your gigantic submarine, just buy the Toreador, and then you guys get this sonar scanner for free, and you can go and claim those crates every single day around the map. Recently, there was just a bonus. If you guys collected them all in one day, you get a free 100K, totaling at about $175,000, which is pretty great, I'm not going to lie. But they don't pay out too much money. Obviously, getting 75 grand is not the worst thing in the world. It does take a little bit of time to do, so in the end, it will add up, but it's just if you guys actually want to spend the time doing it, then maybe it's worth it. And of course, the Toreador is also very fast. It has the ability to shoot lots of missiles. I believe it has an infinite amount. I'm not 100% sure though. And it also looks really cool. It can be stored inside of your submarine, which is also another great feature. And it's honestly just a really cool vehicle. It does cost a fair bit. Like I said, it's not as useful as some of the other vehicles on this list, but I do think it has a lot of other cool features that many people can use to their advantage, which is why I did put it on this list. The final vehicle we're going over today is the Ramp Buggy, another very, very useful vehicle in GTA 5 Online. Now, one great part about this is the fact that Rockstar fixed it. In the past, when this vehicle was first released, you could only ramp like 30 cars off the front of it, and then it would end up exploding. But after some recent patches, you can now just drive forever, and it will never be destroyed after ramping vehicles. You could literally drive around the map like 50 or 1,000 times, and you guys will be perfectly fine. In terms of multiple uses for this vehicle, number one, if you guys are just driving around and NPCs just annoy the shit out of you, which they do for everybody, they won't be a problem anymore. You can just smash them right out of the way and nobody will ever see them again, which is awesome. Another great feature about this vehicle, kind of similar to the last one, or actually pretty much identical to it, is if you guys are working in a crew and you need a clear path for somebody behind you driving a slower vehicle, and if that slower vehicle comes to a stop and crashes into a car, it either could end the mission because somebody chasing you could actually end up destroying the vehicle, or it just takes a while for that vehicle to get up to speed again. If you guys have the Ramp Buggy going in front of it, it'll just clear all the traffic in front and you'll have no problems delivering that vehicle to the place it needs to be, which is why the Ramp Buggy is also another great vehicle to buy. Now, of course, there is tons of other vehicles that are great for multi-use, which is why there's a link down below in the description with a bunch of other vehicles that are amazing for GTA 5 in terms of just using it for multiple uses. So go check out that video. It's down below in the description. But with that said, that will wrap up the video for today. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. There's a bunch of other videos coming out in the future, a bunch of new content that I've never uploaded before in terms of just other games and stuff like that. So stay tuned for that. Anyways, thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.